Welcome back to the daily Living Jewish Kitzur Shulchan Aruch class. We are now in section 60 of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Yesterday we discussed a special bracha that's made when we see a fruit tree begin to blossom, as well as which would be a special bracha on the trees. It's a long bracha which you would need to look inside the siddur for. Then we spoke about a shooting star, an earthquake, a tornado, lightning, or thunder. The bracha on all of those would be Oisei, Maise, Bereshis, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. Blessed you Hashem, our God, King of the world, who does the acts of creation. If the person first saw the lightning and then heard the thunder, then you would make an additional bracha on the thunder. That would be Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Shekoichai Ugvorasei Malei Olam, that your strength and power fill the world. That is all as far as lightning and thunder and earthquakes. What about a rainbow? If you see a rainbow, a rainbow could be a bad sign, because after the floods that destroyed the world, Hashem told Moshe that Hashem told Noah, that he showed him a rainbow, and he said that this is a sign that I'll never again destroy the world. So sometimes the rainbow could be understood to be a sign that Hashem is not happy, but he's saying that he can't destroy us, so he's showing a rainbow. Alternatively, though, maybe a rainbow could be a sign of Mashiach. Either way, if a person does see a full rainbow in the sky, a natural rainbow, not just one that's been produced by your sprinkler system, then you would say a special bracha. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Zeicher HaBris V'ne'eman B'vrisai V'kayim B'ma'amaroi. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who remembers the covenant, is trustworthy in his covenant, and fulfills his word. However, it is forbidden to gaze too much at a rainbow, perhaps because of the negative association that we just discussed. Halacha number 5. If you see the great seas or tall mountains, which are famous for their great height, you would say the bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, blessed you Hashem, our God, King of the world, Oisei, Maasei, Bereshis. Again, who does the acts of creation. So this would be if you're seeing the sea and you haven't seen it in over 30 days, as well as if you see exceptionally high mountains like Everest or other very uniquely tall mountains, you would make a special bracha to acknowledge Hashem for this special site. Okay. When you see the sun at the end of its cycle, that is, after a period of 28 years, when the vernal equinox of the month of Nisan occurs at the beginning of Tuesday night, then you should say on Wednesday morning, when the sun is shining and visible, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Oisei Maasei Bereshis. Before saying this bracha, you should say Psalm 148, Halukah, praise Hashem from the heavens, and then say the bracha after you say the prayer Kel Adon, up to Avachayas HaKodesh, which is from the Shabbos davening, followed by Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of Hashem. You conclude with Aleinu L'Shabeach. It is our duty to praise you, Hashem, and Kaddish. So this is a very unique bracha. The bracha is not unique, but the time that this bracha is said is unique. It only happens once every 28 years. A person will only experience this a few times in a lifetime, if they're lucky. So all of the planets each run according to their own orbits. Every 28 years, all of the planets are lined up as they were when Hashem first created the world. So we had it just a few years ago, where they produced special booklets, and it was a really exciting moment. This is called the Tkufa Sachaba, the vernal equinox. That's something special. We don't have another one for a good, I would say, at least 20 years. So maybe a little less than that, but I don't think so. So stay tuned. Stay strong. It is best to say the bracha early in the morning, immediately after sunrise, because the diligent perform all mitzvahs promptly. So there's a concept, zrizin makdimid lemitzvot. Somebody who is zoriz, somebody who is diligent, will make sure to do a mitzvah at his first opportunity. If possible, it's best to say it in that assembly of people. For it is written, in the multitude of people is the king's glory. We've learned that when you have an opportunity to do a mitzvah with more people together, that makes the mitzvah more special. It makes Hashem's glory more pronounced. And so an announcement should be made on the day before to let the public gather early in the morning, so you can both do it early and amongst a large group of people. If it's impossible to get a lot of people early in the morning, he says rather do it right away than postpone it to have more people. This is actually a debate in different areas. For example, if somebody is fulfilling the mitzvah of bris milah, circumcision, and he has a choice either to do it early in the morning at the first opportunity at the beginning of the 8th day, when only few people can attend, or he could do it later in the day, let's say in the summer months when people are on the way home from work and have a lot of people. So there's a debate, what takes precedence? Doing a mitzvah at its first opportunity, or doing a mitzvah together with many people together. So this is something that's up for debate. And the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch rules that rather do a mitzvah right away than delay it to have more people present. Perhaps it makes a difference which mitzvah. There are different opinions about this, as I mentioned. So next time you have to make that decision between doing a mitzvah sooner or doing it with more people, you can consult your local Orthodox rabbi. If you have not said the bracha in the morning, you can still say it until the 3rd hour of the day, which would be approximately 9 o'clock. And in case of an emergency, you may say it until noon, until midday, until mid-halachic hour. Therefore, if the sky is cloudy in the morning and the sun is obscured, you should wait until it is near noon. Perhaps the sun will by then appear, and you will be able to say the bracha, mentioning Hashem's name and kingship, meaning Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam. Every time we make a bracha, we mention both Hashem's name, Hashem, and Elokeinu, how he is our God, which is enclosed within nature, and melech haolam, how he's king of the world. But if the sun did not appear by midday, it was a super cloudy day, you should say the bracha omitting the name and kingship. And he says in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch that the most recent Kiddush Hachama occurred in the year 19. I guess this was added later. Occurred in the year 1981. That was before my time. I guess the next one, 28 years later, was 2019. No, something doesn't make sense in here. Something doesn't make sense. It's a mistake. But there's a mistake over here. It's got to be a mistake. Let me see what this says over here. Okay, either way, it seems like there's a mistake over here. May we merit to live and see the light of the 7 days of creation. Either way, it happens every 28 years, and I've witnessed it twice. So the first time that I witnessed it was definitely after 1981. And it was definitely before 28 years later, 2019. As I said, I've witnessed it twice. So we'll have to figure that one out. So come back to you on exactly when the next vernal equinox is. Well, that's it for today. So in summary, we discussed the bracha that said over a rainbow, over the ocean, over very tall mountains, and over the equinox. Thanks for joining, and please God, we will resume tomorrow.